I woke up yesterday morning to some Yahoo shit about Jeff Garlin that the Greenbergs are getting fucking the Goldbergs. I don't know. The Greenbergs, the Goldbergs. My daughter hangs out with a Goldberg. I like her a lot. She's a great kid. She really is. She's a great kid. She comes over once a month. They go swimming. They play softball together. She's a good kid. But anyway, the Goldbergs on ABC, the show that Callum was on, is getting accused. And I'm not saying anything bad about Callum. I'm just saying that when I looked at the article, I read it just to see if they were going to mention Brian Callen, you know what I'm saying? Because they were going to throw him into the fucking stew. But no, it had to do with Jeff Garlin and just that HR had to call him in 3 times and shit. That he goes on the set and he said something like, my vagina hurts, and he laughed at it, and that he's an extreme hugger. What's an extreme hugger?
They make him wear tighty whities on the show. Like, that's what he wears. Did you ever watch?
I've watched 3 minutes of 10 years.
He comes home and takes his pants right off and he's just got underwear on. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The 80s.
I don't fuck. Yeah, in the 80s, people did come home, take their pants off and jump in the fucking cocaine pool of death, or they just jumped in the backyard or whatever the fuck they were doing. Now, listen, I know that guy. I knew him. I knew his ex-wife. His ex-wife always took care of me. She was a partner at a casting director firm. So when I would go in there, she would read me, and then we'd talk about her husband. Her partner was always was a great casting director. I forget what her name is. Oh my God, I know her phone number. I don't know her name because we were on the phone all the time. This lady that was also friends with Josh Wolf. I told you guys a couple months ago that I did a commercial. One of the best pieces of work I ever fucking did was a commercial for Eveready Battery. I got a call one day from this great woman, and she goes, "Can you do a commercial for me? I'm not even going to fucking audition you." She goes, "I know you could do it, but it's just whether you want to do it or not." She gave me a shot. Listen to this commercial, guys. Me and some other hump are dragging a fucking dude into the woods, and we can't see. So I tell the guy, "Hold on, dummy." I go behind the car, and I start the car, and I put the headlights on. And the headlights, we throw the guy on the floor, and it gives us an opportunity to dig a hole. Let's pretend it's like a place like Pine Barrens, where they took the chick from The Sopranos. Whatever. It's just a wooded area. So we go in this wooded area, and we dig, and we dig a hole long enough, and we throw the guy in. We cover the hole, and we look at each other, and we're like, "Hey, somebody put on the radio." You know what I'm saying? So when I go to put Sinatra on, the car battery's dead. And an ad comes up and it says, "Sears, Eveready Battery," the Die Hard. It would never happen to you with the Die Hard. I thought the commercial was brilliant. I thought the whole campaign was brilliant. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to be able to buy a car. Like, I was like, I needed like a $3,000 car at the time. And she made it possible. She was like, "Hey, man, if you shoot this, it's a national, blah, blah, blah. It's a spec commercial." What a spec commercial means is they're going to pay you a little bit of money. The company likes it, but they don't know if they really love it, and they just want to do like a test. So they paid me a little money. I didn't get rich. It was like a daily fee, and they didn't pick it up, Eveready. Sears didn't pick it up. I was pissed off, whatever, but it doesn't matter. This girl put me in 20 of those things. So every time I would have to go to her office, I would see Jeff Garlin's wife, and I would talk to Jeff Garlin's wife, and then one day she's like, "Fuck it, you don't know Jeff?" Like, this is 15 years ago I'm talking about. When I was struggling, she connected me with all this work, and she's like, "You don't know Jeff? I'll hook you up with Jeff." And I met Jeff, and Jeff was always a sweetheart to me at the store. The only, I never really worked with him on the road. I worked with him at the store. But listen, I could get a better grip of you. I could get a better read on you of who you are at the store than if I see you on the road. When we're on the road, our heads are in different places. We want to get the fuck home. You got fucking blow in your pocket you want to do. There's a chick that wants to sniff your nuts. There's always something. So I never really connected with people. Like if I was in Houston and there was 3 comedy clubs and Mikey, I was at the lap stop and Mike was at the last spot. If I got off early, I would take a car over, have one of the other comedians drive me if I liked Mikey. Like if I knew Mike, we knew each other, like we were both from, I don't know, like if me and Mikey both came up at Gotham Comedy Club in the city. But I never got to see him. But I heard from Chris Bazzilli, the manager there, great guy, that Mike was a good guy and that I was a good guy and that we think alike or whatever. You guys should talk because there's not, whatever. I would go over and say hello to Mike, but I wouldn't hang out with you because I had to go back and do my own cocaine. Why am I going to share my cocaine with you? So I would just meet you and go back. But I always knew that wasn't solid for me to really, get to hang out with you. I'd either have to spend the weekend with you, work with you, or see you at the store. At the store, after you get on stage, where are you going? I'm going to the main room. I'm going to the original room. I'll see you. You don't even say I'll see you outside later. I'll see you later. And then we stumble on the bar. How was your set? How was your set? They sucked. I sucked. Blah, blah, blah. In all my interactions with Jeff, I never saw nothing negative. The same way I never saw nothing negative with Brian Callen, all that shit that happened. I saw Brian with chicks that wanted to be there. I didn't see anybody with a chick that had a handcuff on and a fucking noose, and she's like, let me go, I'm getting dragged into the Comedy Store bed. I didn't see none of that shit. So I don't know what's going on with Greg. I don't even know if that's why they're looking at him for some sexual shit, but it said inappropriate behavior. What the fuck is inappropriate behavior anymore? What is the threshold of inappropriate fucking behavior? I have no fucking idea. And this is why I'm staying out of the fucking mess, because I've never showed. The big problem with me is what I'm going to say. There's somebody who pulled me aside maybe 3 weeks ago, and she said one of the moms said that you were talking to her husband and you said something a little bit dirty. Yeah, that's what I do. He didn't complain about it. But to some people, I know that I might sound a little fucking off from time to time. That doesn't mean I'm a fucking pervert or I'm looking at... But you just say, I knew what I said to him. The fucking lady at the park about 3 months ago, there was a lady, I'm not going to tell you what she did. She was a big woman, like bigger than me, She's just a chick that's like fucking pushing 270. And she had like tight shorts on. I looked at my friend, I go, can you imagine what her ass smells like? It was like 90 degrees, I grew up on that shit. I would tell it to my brother all the time. That was in Mike running. I would always look at him and go, can you imagine what her ass must smell like? 90 degrees, it's humid out, and some chick's eating a fucking bag of Doritos and her ass is bigger than mine. You got to crack a joke from time to time. You got to have a good time here.